This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a wedding coordinator for your big day? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Jenny Rendon, with Oh My Gatos, They Said I Do. Jenny, how are you today?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Great. Well, so excited to have you on, and I'm sure our listeners are excited to learn all about you and your business. Can you start off by telling us a little bit about your company and its creative name?
Yes. So basically, Oh My Gatos, They Said I Do, started officially in February of 2025, so this particular year. However, I myself have always been the friend, the sister, the wedding coordinator, the wedding officiant, that person that has always helped out all my friends. I will say the biggest challenges that I've ever had was wedding coordinating my brother's wedding. We planned that specific wedding in 3 months. I know, record time. And then I thought that that was going to be the only hectic wedding that I would ever do until my best friend decided that she was going to get married in less than a month and a half. And so we had to piece it all together in less than a month and a half. I will say in September of 2024, I was laid off from my corporate job and I started helping my friend with her specific wedding. That was my 1 month and a half challenge. And she was looking for a wedding officiant. And I told her, hey, I'm a wedding officiant. I can do it for you. And so I ended up creating a beautiful script for her and her husband. And I thought that, fourth quarter, that's why individuals are not calling me back for an interview. I keep placing a whole bunch of CVs and resume. And after we did her wedding, she told me, hey, you did amazing. You helped me with 1.5, we only had a month and a half. And you also were a great wedding officiant. Can I refer you to a couple of people in my Facebook group? And I was like, sure. Yeah, we can definitely do that. And we started off with some sign and go wedding officiant. And at the same time, I was called in for a portrait at Park Hill to do a portrait with my pets. And I am a cat mom of 5. Please don't judge me. I am married, so it's not that bad as it sounds. I like to say that 2 cats to 1 person in a married household is normal. When I added the 5th one, that was just kind of like, okay, I've become a crazy cat lady. But I ended up taking my beautiful cat, and she's actually in my in our website, and we ended up taking a portrait together. They asked me to bring a beautiful gown that I had. They wanted something that was formal, and at the time I had enough time, and I said, you know what, I'm going to take my wedding dress to the dry cleaners. And when they called me for this particular photo shoot, I had just gotten my wedding dress back, and I was like, perfect, we're going to go ahead and put our wedding dress on, and we're going to go take pictures with cats. How beautiful this is. And next thing you know, when I finally saw the picture, and I had just finished wedding coordinating and wedding officiating my friend's wedding, I was like, this is it. This is what I'm destined to do. And we're gonna go full in. And so that is how we decided. I kept looking at that portrait of myself in Vienna. And so I just kept thinking, what would be a good name?
Mhm.
And in corporate world, when something would go really wrong, I would always be like, "Oh my gatos," or like my signature face to all of my employees would be like, "Oh my gatos." Like that was my face to them when something was about to go wrong, clearly wrong. So I looked at the picture and I was like, "Oh my gatos, that looks amazing." And that's how it popped up. Oh my gatos, they said I do.
So your gatos had a big part to play. in the
Yes.
whole thing.
I gotta feed the cats. Being laid off, they're expensive.
Oh, that's funny. Now, in your industry, what is the most common myth or misconception you've come across that really surprised you?
So, the biggest thing is for when I was doing wedding day coordinating, is the misconception that wedding day coordinators are like wedding day plan or wedding planners. Very big difference between the two. I would say wedding planners are more of they start from the very beginning. They help you with venue selection, they help you with setting up your seating arrangements, setting up your decor, placing the theme, the magic that is going to go into your wedding. And also getting to know both of the couples in the sense of what style of wedding, what photographer. So they're involved in all of those things. We hope that in the future, oh my God, those can go into that specific, have that specific service. But for the moment, we're doing wedding day coordinating. And wedding day coordinating is basically the one person, so let's say you and your husband are very involved in planning your wedding, but for the actual day of, you want that day to be special to you and your husband or you and your partner, then you hand it over. You hand over all your planning baby to me, and I make sure that we execute strongly and that we make your day just be what you pictured and envisioned it to be when you started your planning.
Hmm. So, Jenny, we know marketing is the heart of every business. How do you currently market your business and who are your target clients?
Yeah, so the wedding industry, it's very expensive, and honestly, I always target different types of Facebook groups to market towards. The reason being is because I will say a lot of my previous work was done with friends and family that I knew. And so, for instance, I was a manager in corporate world, and all of a sudden, one of my employees was like, my best friend is getting married and she's looking for a wedding officiant on this particular date. And all of her wedding officiants are out of her budget. And I was like, I'm a wedding officiant. I can do it. And so I wanted to create a space for all types of individuals to be able to have that opportunity to still have their wedding come into fruition. And so I will say I have been a guest at many backyard weddings, and the creativity that has gone to backyard weddings has been phenomenal. I walk into somebody's backyard and all of a sudden it turns into like a beautiful wonderland, full of love and magic. So I understand, especially in the current economy that we're in, that so I'm trying to stick to being budget friendly and really reaching out to those individuals who want a magical day and may not be able to afford it, but at the same time still want to have that specific moment, either creating a script that's personalized to them or being able to have a wedding day coordinator. Because even though you're having a backyard wedding, wedding day coordinators are still essential, especially if you're trying to make sure that you capture a specific photo or you don't allow certain family members who weren't invited in. You know, we are the people that could be the enforcers of the rules that you set for your day. So,
Hmm.
um, that's pretty much my realm is our Facebook groups, Instagram, and also making sure that we stick into a budget friendly range so that anybody could have that magic moment.
Oh, well, that's beautiful. Now, Jenny, have you and maybe your gatos too thought of ever having your own podcast?
Um, we have, when we first started, I will say we did a lot of TikTok videos. In the beginning, we were doing TikTok videos about my cats marrying each other because they have their own little buddy. So you'll see Vienna and Berlin, because I will say they are, when I have my wedding officiant packages, we have the Vienna package, Berlin package, Cinder package, Nairobi package. So they're all named after my cats. And that's what we originally started with. But I will say, I mean, you'll hear a lot of meows from them, but we can definitely put some voiceovers because they all have their own little sassy attitude.
So, Jenny, please tell our listeners one thing you want them to remember about Oh My Gatos, They Said I Do.
Yeah, so I'm a big cat lover, and I will say 10% of all of our proceeds go to cat adoptions. And so we make sure to give back to rehoming cats because I cannot take them all in. The cat randomizer needs to stop selecting me. I have three, so we have 5 cats, 2 of which my husband purchased because it was during a time in 2020 when his cat passed away. So he
Mhm.
actually ended up adopting his 2 babies from Operation Kindness. And so they were wonderful. They did such a great job, even during COVID time. It was an amazing experience. But I will say for me, my cat experience has been I walk into a family member's house and they're like, this cat keeps eating the chickens. We need to get rid of her. And I'm like, don't get rid of her. I'll take her. That'll be my cat. And then I keep telling myself that I'm going to give them away after I bring them home. And that doesn't tend to happen. So that's how I ended up. All of my 3 cats have been free. My husband has 2, and I have 3 that are specifically mine. So, oh my God, those they said I do is committed to doing 10% of their proceeds to go back into cat adoptions because while would love to have 100 cats running around, that's just not going to be our life right now.
And finally, Jenny, where can our listeners go to learn more about Oh My Gatos, They Said I Do?
Yeah, so you guys can go to our website, ohmygatosido.com. We are also on Instagram and Facebook. And we do tend to do some pop-up markets in the Carrollton facility here at Josie Lane and President George Bush Turnpike. We have a lot of our cat merch there. We do a lot of engraving as well, just to be able to sell some of the cat merch to be able to give back to our cat community. We also do pet jewelry.
Well, Jenny, I really appreciate you being on this show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, Sophia. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I hope that you continue to get get us out there in the Frisco world.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com or call 469-221-9345.
Awesome job, Jenny. You did a